Hello everyone and welcome to Yes Guy Gaming. And if you're like me, you love volleyball video games, but it's often really tough to find new and interesting and exciting ones to play. So that's the point of this list, is where we can maybe take some of the new games from 2022 or some of the games we're playing this year and let you guys know they're out there, where you can play them, and hopefully so you can enjoy too and we can grow the volleyball video game community. That's the goal. If you find this list useful, consider hitting that subscribe button. We do all sorts of volleyball video game related content here on the channel on Yes Guy Gaming, but enough wasting time. Let's get into the top volleyball video games to play in 2022. So first off, we got to get through a few games that are still on the list from last year that are still very relevant, still getting updates, still must plays if you're looking for volleyball video games. And the first one is The Spike. It's maybe one of the best volleyball video games out there. Incredibly creative, incredibly well done, excellent controls. It's available on Steam or on mobile, but you do get a better experience if you do play it on Steam on your PC, where you can get access to the center story mode and some of the other features in the game that are not quite yet on mobile. But this game is still getting updates. It got a new beach challenge Oasis mode where you can go and play through on the beach volleyball with some new and interesting challenges, new characters added to the game that you can unlock. So all sorts of new stuff that has come this year to The Spike. So it is well worth your time. If you have not checked it out, definitely check it out. It is maybe one of the best volleyball video games out there and you need to play it. Next up is Volleyball Unbound. It's a game that I've been playing for a number of years now, but I still have to return to it as one of the best volleyball video games out there. Beach volleyball done right. Developed by only one guy. Unbelievably, only one guy made this game, but it is worth your time. It is probably the most intricate and well done beach volleyball simulation style action game that you can find. It's available on Steam as well. You can get it for your PC. Just make sure you have your controller. That's probably easiest to play. It is local multiplayer. You and a friend can play on the same computer and play both beach partners, which is just amazing to see. So highly recommend Volleyball Unbound. Alright, so now we get into some of the newer games on this list that have come out this year or in the last few years that I didn't mention on my previous list. Link in the description if you didn't see that one. But next up is Nintendo Switch Sports. Now, shockingly to me, Nintendo hasn't really included a lot of volleyball related content in their kind of sports minigame assembly games, but this year they included volleyball in their Nintendo Switch Sports title, and it looks pretty good. I haven't had a chance to play this myself. I definitely want to get into that. I mean, it's a big price tag, so if you're into all the other sports and all the other games on there and you have a Nintendo Switch, definitely one worth looking into. From what I can tell, the volleyball's done pretty well, and you actually use the motion controls, so it maybe kind of feels like you're actually spiking, and you can choose the direction you want to hit and the different contacts like that. So kind of an interesting take on volleyball. I think you play 2-on-2 indoors, which is kind of strange, but definitely nice to see that they're still including volleyball in these titles and considering the community out there. So we gotta support it when it's done well. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on that one. I'd love to hear more. Next up we have Spike Air Volleyball, which is a game that's currently in development, so it's still pretty fresh, pretty new. There's a demo available on Steam as well. No controller needed, you can play with the keyboard. And it's made by two guys who follow the channel around. How's it going? Thanks for watching. Who make this game themselves. It's really polished. The art is coming along really well. They're still making tweaks and design changes to get this kind of action style game where timing and decision making are super important, and this game looks really promising. So definitely one to watch if you're a fan of volleyball video games moving forward. And next up we got Slappy Ball. Now this one is maybe the fringest volleyball game on this list for 2022, but definitely a new game. Actually came out last year, I believe, but this game is a lot of fun and very volleyball themed. You play as a hand where you can keep the ball alive and spike it down on your opponent's side of the court. A really nice twist on the volleyball formula. And kind of silly and fun. You can play online with your friends, so check that one out. Definitely worth your time. I loved playing it. I'm hoping to go back and maybe play some online games, so looks like an absolute blast to play in that one on Slappy Ball. And last on this list for this year is Mario Party Superstars, the Beach Volley Frawley mini game. So I mean, Nintendo recently came out with a couple games that included volleyball in their games. Nintendo, I see you out there. But this is just a mini game in the Super Mario Party game. So if you're into the Mario Party, definitely check out this mini game because it looks like they do beach volleyball pretty well. It's not really fleshed out. I'm not sure you should buy the game just for that mini game, but if you're into Mario Party, definitely check that one out and represent for the volleyball community. All right, guys, well, that'll do it. I know it's a short list. Is there any I missed that you're finding that are new in 2022 that we should be checking out? Hit me up in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We do all sorts of volleyball video game related content on the channel. Let's plays, reactions to some shows like IQ, and other different sort of content on the channel. So if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for watching. And we hope to see you next time on Yes Guy Gaming.